Welcome to the Warframe weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Furax Wraith. This weapon was originally rewarded from the Operation Wrathum event, which added the arenas to Sedna as well as the Kyla Deathheim boss fight. But nowadays you can actually get all of its parts from the tier 5 bounty in Cetus, and it's most likely gonna take you a few runs to get it because in addition to the blueprint you also need to get the left and right gauntlets. The Furax Wraith are a pair of Mastery Rank 9 fist weapons that do primarily impact damage with some puncture and slash on the side. They have really good crit stats, 30% crit chance, 2.7 times multi, and the status isn't too bad either at 15%. And on top of all of that, they're also pretty fast, with an attack speed of 1.08. The only downside here is their very short range, which is only at 1.25. And there is still more. The Furax Wraith have base 20 combo hits at all times, which means a 2 times combo multiplier, and that is very good for heavy attack builds, so if you're into heavy attack builds, this is a weapon that you might want to check out. And finally, the Wraith version of the Furax can also use the Furax-specific Amalgam Furax body count, which gives you combo duration, blast radius on launchers, and it makes your melee kills knock nearby enemies down. Though whether or not you actually want to use this depends on what kind of a build you're gonna be running. Because what I consider to be the best build for the Furax Wraith, which is this one right here, doesn't actually use it. It instead relies on Naramon to keep its combo counter, and then it's running Shattering Impact combined with Viral Damage and then Mat Crit and Primed Reach, so it's much easier to actually hit enemies with all your strikes. If you don't want to rely on Naramon though, you can run this build instead, which drops the Primed Reach and gives you the base range, which doesn't feel great. Or you can run this build, which does have Primed Reach, but it doesn't unfortunately have too much damage against flesh. I would highly recommend you try all three builds just to see which one you like the most, but for me, the one that relies on Naramon to keep its combo duration is straight up the best. It's the most fun one, and it does the most damage. It's actually surprising how much damage this weapon can do, especially if you get a nice knockdown on the enemies and you can do a ground finisher, considering that the weapon does primarily impact damage. The Furax Wraith gets carried really hard by its crit stats. The high crit chance combined with a very high crit multiplier just do so much damage even against heavily armored enemies if you employ Shattering Impact and strip away their base armor. Shattering Impact actually works really well here because fist weapons, on top of being incredibly fun with basically any stance you put on them, hit very fast, so you can strip away the armor very fast as well. So this is a weapon that I'm absolutely 100% going to recommend. It is great fun and it does awesome damage. It might be a bit of a pain to farm, especially if you're not a massive fan of bounties, but I think it's worth it. And that is pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always guys. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.